Again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the afternoon. And good morning to you. And I have discovered recently, while using a 16 by 20 inch canvas and playing with abstract expressionist art, that if I want a background of any particular black and white aspect, I need to make sure that those backgrounds are completely covered with those colors first without trying to overlap them with anything else. Because you just will not get blacks to stay black, or for that matter whites to stay white, although both of them when they meet each other will sell some. So I am thinking that I'm going to be perfectly happy to attempt to use my OXO omelet turning spatula, available on my Amazon link, to spread a nice thin but covered, thin layer, but one that covers. Yes, first day with my new tongue. It's kind of cold out here today. I'm going to blame it on the weather. My brain doesn't work when it's cold. I hate umming. Anyway, so here's a start. And I don't know where it's going to go from here. But I'm going to expect to add some white next, or some other color next. And if I decide at some point in time that I want to do a ring pour or put chains in there or whatever else is coming next, that's what's going to happen. So I'm not going to worry about it right this second. I'm just going to keep moving because it keeps me warmer if I'm moving. It's not as cold here as it is everywhere else, I'm sure. It's still winter for you guys, and I'm sorry about that. But when it hits, when you've been in Florida for a few years and it hits, the 50s and you're trying to be outside, it's not that pleasant anymore. So we're making cow patterns, and we can always add more to it after. It's just black and white. I like the idea of putting the black marks over the white, but they will sink away, so that doesn't really work unless you've pre-primed your canvas, and I have not. You could gesso these canvases if you wanted them nice and smooth. I don't mind the texture of canvas showing through a little bit, so long as it's not actually showing through. So I'm probably out of your range for the moment, just a little bit. I'm going to scrape my extra paint off my tiles so it doesn't get all over everything, and scrape my extra paint off my spatula for the same reason, although it's not working as well. Alright, so I'm going to attempt. What is that? I don't know what that was. There's always something outside. It's usually a bug part. I'm going to use a bead of paint that I'm dragging along as I'm using my spatula to smear in the paint with the spatula. Yes, I think I'm losing my mind. Too many videos. Time to retire. I'm just kidding. Not yet. Not yet, kind of, sort of. I don't mind if there's a little bit of schmear, a little bit of schmutz. I just want some majorly black areas. Now the question is, what else do I want? Do I want to just continue on in that vein? I guess I do. I should not admit to you guys I think I'm losing my mind, but I have made a body of work, and by the way, it's for sale. If anybody wants to help me out before I'm completely blind, it'd be awesome to sell some paintings. There's a lot of them. There's also, if you like the videos, there's also over 400 of them. Some are part 2, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, I can't even get my numbers straight today. Okay, well, never mind that. But most of them are part 1. I say that now. I lie. I don't know. For sure. It's been a long, strange trip, and it's kind of a blur sometimes. Don't mind me. I know I'm not the only one. Alright, so that has merged with the edge of everything else, and now I have a chance to play with whatever I want to play with. And my neons can go on the white if I want to do that, and I was going to say the Art Deco could go on the black, but I kind of want to play with the gold. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I said that already. But I have plenty of paint next to me. I even have some of that pure gold. And my spatula is mostly clean on the side I haven't used, so I want to play with that. And I don't have a ton of this gold. I'm going to clean that off again. That's unaltered. Yeah, I see that there. Let's just make it into something that it's supposed to be. I'm going to use some white pearl on the black and see what happens with that. I'm pretty sure, more often than not, that that will sell if it's fresh. I want to see if I can add the blue on top of it. That's the Deco Art Pouring Medium Laden Prussian Blue. And I like that color, but it doesn't show very well right now, so I'm thinking, what am I thinking? I'm thinking I'd like to use some purple with it and see what happens. And use a smaller Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula in there. Yes, I destroyed the cells, but they'll be back in a minute, I'm pretty sure. They always are. Now, I used a black canvas that was pre-primed the other day, and it actually did keep some of the neon, but I don't know what happens, and I want to know, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to throw some pink neon in there and see what happens, and we might get some cells that stay, you never know. I have a very good chance of it staying on the white, but I'm not certain. Like I said, I had no plan. I want blocks of color. I want more areas and fewer colors than I did in my last painting. And I love black and white and gold, so I'm not thinking that that's going to be much of a problem if I just keep playing till I get something I like. I'd like to see if the pink will stay, because it doesn't generally stay. It sinks into the white, but if I'm mixing them, that might make it all the difference. It's already a light color, very opaque anyway. Before I add pouring mediums, I'm just going to throw a little gold right over the edge there. Bring it back in. I'd like to contemplate whether I'm going to use some dots or not. I do, like I said, want to make this a simpler composition. We'll see if I can actually manage that or not. That's not likely, but I say that now. This is the first time for everything. Gotta try, right? Gotta try. That's the nature of the beast, experiments. We are getting some cool cells. I'm not hating that. I'm kind of liking it. I'm not sure what else I'm going to do. I have a skewer I was using, and it seems to have some paint on it. I'd like to see what happens to the color when I mix the orange and the gold. I'm not super thrilled with that. But I can definitely use what I've got and play with a few things. A real experiment. Alright, I'm going to clean that off. It says I have 7 minutes left. And I have faith and confidence that that Deco Art pouring medium will continue to sell. Now I could swipe that out with a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, but I think I just want to keep playing with my skewer. I might hold onto that paint on my finger for a minute. I don't even know what happens to the color shift turquoise that I'm using right now from Folk Art when it's mixed with white. And I guess this painting is generally going to be something of an experiment as far as that goes. I'm loving the cells that are happening. I'm just going to keep mixing everything by pushing it in and dragging it around with the skewer. When my 6 minutes is up, I'll probably tell you all the things I usually tell you, or try and tell you, which are the Teespring clothing below the video are made with my designs, and I haven't added much to them lately, but I'm hoping to, so there might be something new there by the time you see this, and that would be okay, I'm sure, for both of us. And this is or not what I want. I think I want my magenta, and that would be right here. I don't want to go overboard. Magenta is a really strong color, but I want to see what happens. I know magenta and the turquoise will often make blue. A beautiful blue, in fact. Boy, the phone just doesn't stop ringing today. I'm going to use a little bit of that over here with the white that's still mixed in. And I like all that. I don't know, I was inspired. What can I say? I'm always hoping that whatever I'm dragging with me is going to be a catalyst for something else. And I'm never really sure what I'm doing at the time, but I usually will learn to work with it, and this is going to be interesting because I don't have a lot of time left, and it looks like it's going to be another two-part video. I like what the turquoise and the Prussian blue do together. I'm going to want something else there, though. I'm going to try and use some of my pearl and put it in first to lighten that area up. So much for blocks. Didn't get any blocks today. But I am teaching myself a few things about what I want to be doing. I know I threatened chain, and I never completely get rid of that idea. I kind of like chain a lot. I may be able to stop fairly soon if I'm lucky. And I want something simple. And I've got just enough paint on my spatula and on my finger to touch up part of this edge, and that's not bothering me a bit. The color shifts are wonderful because they don't just color shift, they change colors when you mix them with other paints too. I kind of wanted that purple there. I'm going to need some more back again. Maybe it'll stay on the black. I kind of doubt it, but I'd like it to. I have just a little bit of that orange up there, and I kind of like that accent color. I am so not used to attempting to do abstract expressionist art on a in 20 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever I give myself for a video, I mean. I kind of like that. That's pretty simple. I'm not done by any stretch. I've got a big open gap over here. It's says I got 1 minute 43 seconds. That's not really going to be enough. I can tell you now. There's no rhyme or reason to what I do. I'm just following my instincts. So as far as being able to teach you what I do, I can't teach you. I can just show you that you should allow yourself the pleasure of going for it. There, that might work. I guess we'll see in a moment. The temperature is dropping rapidly. It's getting much colder here. I like that. I'd like a little more orange, but I'm not sure how little or where yet. It kind of feels like it's pulling me down to the bottom. And I like the idea of some more pink too. Even though the pink has mostly disappeared, it looks like a bunch of it might stay. So add that down there and hope that it continues to do the selling trick it's doing. Yep, that's not bothering me, and I like it so much I'm going to do it over here too. I do expect it will mostly disappear or dissipate. So I have 3 minutes to tell you whatever I'm going to tell you, which is please shop my Amazon link if you'd like to help me out and find my Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas, which are voila, or my OXO omelet turning spatula, which is voila. So this is pretty cool. I'm out of your line of sight, I'm sure, right down here at the bottom right now. It's not going to be too awful much I need to touch up. I see that dot. Just makes me want more dots. Oh, now it's a heart. Well, I don't really want a heart there, so it's just going to become one with its surroundings. I have some gold. Where did I do with it? There it is. I got it. Where do I want it? That's the good question. I'm sorry, I'm intensely thinking to myself, where am I going to put that orange, and you're going to be gone. So I'm just going to try it right there. And I don't think that's hurting my feelings a bit. Still not blocky, but it's kind of organic, and I had a good time doing it. And I appreciate you guys being here. There's over 33,000 of you right now. Subscribers, I mean. And I appreciate all the contributions I've had that have kept me painting. Very, very much. There are links to Instagram and Pinterest at the bottom of the description underneath the video, and 3 Facebook albums, which may only show volumes 1 and 2, but there are 3 there when you get there. The 3rd one will be the newest ones, hopefully, when I get around to it. Hopefully by now. I'm hoping very much. So that's all pretty cool, and I like it a lot, and I'm not sure that I need to go too much further or more crazy. I would kind of like some more of that blue up here, and I think you're going to be gone. So if you want to help me out and you want to donate to the studio via a PayPal or Patreon link, you will be entered in a contest that may allow you to pick one of 3 paintings if your name is drawn. I think I've told you everything except for shop for the book. The book is called Because I Can, and it's on the Amazon link as well. So when you go there, you'll find that as well. That is the first 100 videos. So, for the most part, I'm going to say that this is done just because. Because I can. There you go. I'm going to add a little more black paint and say, I will see you guys in the next video. You're probably gone already, but if you're not, I want to tell you I love you again. I may be touching